It is your boy, Phoenix Brenton here, and welcome to today's video. In today's video, we are going to be talking about the Cleveland Browns. Now, before we get into today's video, like and subscribe, we're on the road again to 700 subscribers. But anyways, enough said, let's get into this video. And I'm going to be quite honest with you. Why are the Browns always in this dumpster of a team? This team just can it seems like this team will never get out of this dumpster that has been this team since the Deshaun Watson trade. Yeah, they had that run with Joe Flacco, was kind of cute, but that was about it. Yeah, so again, looking at their free agency, they lost decent amount of players. I mean, for instance, they did lose, I think they lost Jack Conklin, which isn't maybe showing up. They lost Cam Robertson, they lost Joe Bitonio, they lost basically kind of their entire offensive line. They lost Jerome Baker as well, they lost Martin Emerson. Obviously, they lost Myles Garrett, which I'll talk about the trade a little bit later. They lost Eric Apache. But they did gain some decent assets. Again, they gained Jaron Verse with the trade, which I'll talk about that later. We got Zion Johnson. They got Quincy Williams. They got Elton Jenkins. They did. They literally rebuilt their offensive line. Literally. I also do not hate what they did in the draft. Maybe double down on receiver, though, in round 1, and then getting another one in round 2. Maybe it wasn't the best decision in the world, but I don't really hate that idea, though, especially with looking at the receiving core. The receivers before they drafted Casey Concession and Denzel Boston were Jerry Jeudy, Cedric Tillman, and Isaiah Bond. That is not a good receiving core at all, so you could see why that made sense. They also went and got Spencer Fano. They also got Manuel McNeil-Warren, which was a great pick in late round 2. Austin Barber, they got more depth with Austin Barber, Parker Blazeford. They also went and got Justin Jefferson as well, the linebacker. They did a lot of decent things. Now, maybe drafting 2 tight ends probably wasn't the best decision in the world, especially when they could have just signed a veteran backup tight end to just fix the mold. While you could have maybe drafted another receiver. Maybe you could have drafted maybe an interior guy. You could have drafted maybe a corner. They could have done something else. That's kind of what I'm saying here. So, yeah. But before we talk about their depth chart, we gotta talk about the Myles Garrett trade, because I don't think we could really make a Browns video without talking about the Myles Garrett trade. I still think, even despite it's been nearly 2 months since that trade has happened, I still think that, in my personal opinion, I think maybe the Browns potentially won this trade. Because, like I said even before with that Myles Garrett video, in the short term, the Rams won this trade. That's not a question. But in the long term, the Browns might have won this trade. Jared Verse could really be someone good. I don't think he's going to be like Myles Garrett good, but he could be a pretty good player. And he's not that bad of a player. If you could look at his stats last year, he had 7.5 sacks, 3 forced fumbles, and 35 tackles. That isn't bad by any means the imagination. Those are pretty solid stats. And you remember, this is only his sophomore year. And he also went and won Defensive Rookie of the Year last year. So I do think you kind of do have to watch out on Jared Verse. He's a young star who could potentially develop on the right team. So I definitely think watch out for him. If not, worst case scenario, he could be just a trade package for a second or something. But again, worst case scenario. But I don't really hate that. And then obviously you got a first-round pick, a second-round pick, and a third-round pick in the next 3 years, which are from the Rams. So you get a first this year, a second in the 2028 draft, And then you get a 2029 third round pick as well. So I think it's smart moves, like making moves to help with this team in the future, which is what this team needed. This team didn't need, oh, we needed to go get freaking, we needed to keep Myles Garrett and keep him hostage when we're slowly rebuilding this team. No, because I don't hate what they're doing. Like, their roster is slowly becoming an actually decent roster. Because you got Quinyon Junkins, obviously you got Casey Conception and Denzel Boston. They have Dalen Sampson as well as the backup running back, Harold Fannin, Spencer Fano, Zion Johnson, Elton Jenkins. Like, they actually have a solid offensive line. They also went and got Mason Graham as well last year's draft. They got Jared Verse now there. Carson Swestinger, defensive rookie of the year last year. They went and signed Quincy Williams. A little questionable in my opinion. I don't think they really needed him. But Denzel Ward could be a potential trade piece as well. Roddy Hickman's a good player. Grant Delpit could be a potential trade candidate as well. And Tyson Campbell is still a young asset. So, like, they do have some genuine talent on this team for the future, which is a good thing because that's what this team really should be focusing right now. Obviously, I think this team could potentially contend now, potentially, if they kept Myles Garrett, but also if they didn't have a shitty quarterback situation. This quarterback situation has been what has been pushing them back for the past 6 years. Not even a debate. Like, I still, to this day, do not understand why they traded Baker Mayfield. To this day, I don't understand. Like, I just straight up don't understand. Because, yeah, Baker Mayfield sucked in Carolina, but he did fine in LA, and he's been arguably potentially a top 15, if not maybe top 10 quarterback in the league. In Tampa. Yeah, he's had a down year this year, but granted, his receivers keep getting injured, so it's not his entire fault. So I really just don't understand that. And now you're having a QB competition between Shedeur Sanders and Deshaun Watson. That's not a great situation to have, spoiler alert. It's not a great situation. It's so sad because you know this team has some talent. It just sucks that this team continuously stinks because of their stupid quarterback situation. It is horrible. Which is why this team could potentially be one of the worst teams this year. But, and this is a big if potentially Shedeur Sanders take a massive leap this year, there's a chance maybe this team might actually be decent this year. Who knows? But let's go take a look at their schedule. Obviously, they're a last place schedule, so their schedule should be not that difficult. They got, not including their division games, they have Jacksonville, they have Tampa, they have Carolina, they also have New York, Tennessee, they have New Orleans, they have Houston, they have Las Vegas, a bye week at week 11 before they play Las Vegas. Then they also have the Falcons, the Giants, they have the Colts as well. And also their division is pretty tough. So, like, they don't really have any team, looking at the schedule, maybe besides the Texans, that are really Super Bowl contenders. And the Texans, they're kind of ips too, if there could be Super Bowl contenders as well, is because of their quarterback situation. Which, once again, I'll talk about that video later. So, there's that. And let's start off now with the Browns' floor. Let's start off with that. I do think Jacksonville will beat you on the road. I think Tampa will beat you on the road. Actually, I should also talk about their divisions and stuff. I do think the Browns will probably sneak a win somewhere in their division. And I think it's probably going to be one of the Pittsburgh's games, which is going to be probably the game at home. And then maybe I think they could see them sneak a win against Cincy at home as well. But that's about it. The West is just pure losses, in my opinion. But anyway, with that out of the way, I do think you will lose to the Jets on the road. I think you will lose to the Titans on the road. You will lose to the Saints on the road. That actually could be an interesting matchup, though. You'll lose to the Texans at home. I do think you will beat the Raiders at home just because you have a bye week. You will lose to Atlanta at home. You will lose to New York on the road, and you will lose to the Colts at home. So that puts their record at around. Oh, there's one game that I was missing. Oh, there, 3-14. So at worst, they could contend for the first overall pick. Now let's see what this team could do at best. I still think you're losing your first two games, which is Jacksonville and Tampa, but I do think you can get a win at home against Carolina. I think you will definitely get on the win on the road against the Jets. Also, their division, I don't think I really will change anything, except that Baltimore can win at. You could beat Baltimore at home, but that's it. You will beat Tennessee on the road. You still will lose to the Steelers on the road. I think you'll still lose to the Saints on the road. You will lose to the Texans at home. Then you got a 2-game winning skid still. I actually think it will be now 3 with the Falcons at home. You'll lose to the Giants on the road. You'll also lose to the Ravens on the road, but you do get the win at Indianapolis at home just to lose on the road against the Cincinnati Bengals. Putting their ceiling at not too shabby 9-8. It's not a horrible ceiling. Which, I mean, if that does happen, I would be shocked if this team was still in the playoffs. So there probably would have been, like, at best, like, a potential playoff team potential. But, like, not much really with that. So, but anyways, guys, that is it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoy and have a fantastic day. And I'll see you guys on the next one.